Did we all watch that last night? Did we all watch our defense win us a game single-handedly? If you told me yesterday that the Falcons were going to get 6 sacks, 3 turnovers, and hold the Vikings offense to 6 points with no touchdowns, I would have told you were lying. Now we will talk about the offense because that needs to be addressed. There are like a few misconceptions going out there, but we're going to focus on the defense, more particular the rookies. Every rookie that we drafted had a moment in this game, and we see early that when Terry Fontenot gets his own draft, he's going to hit on his guys. So let's go and get into the film, y'all. Remember, if y'all do enjoy this, be sure to like and subscribe for more because we are putting out more stuff like this. All right, so we back to this style of breakdowns. So where I'm just drawing over the screen because I feel like those are better to make in my opinion. So let's go and get into it. So this, I think this is the first sack of the game where we have, no pun intended, we have a game going right here where we're gonna have Brandon Doyle. He's gonna penetrate upfield right here. You're gonna get Leonard Floyd initially going upfield. And he's gonna work back around. Okay, Devon Diablo's gonna drop out of here, so it doesn't really make sense. He's gonna play zone right here. Okay, Rook is gonna do the same thing right here. He's gonna get upfield on the right, and James Pierce is gonna come around to the left. And you're gonna also have Caden Ellis, who's currently off screen at the moment. He's gonna add into this pressure right here. So we're gonna get a 5-man rush, but we're gonna get creative up front. Okay, so what ends up happening is when we get this ball snap, look, they're gonna be sliding this way because you know they're gonna account for number 0, because if you were paying attention all game, they kept saying 0 0 0 because they were identifying him as the Mike. So that means we're slide protection this way. We're gonna account for him. We're gonna account for him in the pass protection. Okay, a big gap right here to take advantage of because we forced to slide this way, which means we're gonna have man on man right here. So we're gonna overload the protection on this side, right? In theory, it's supposed to be, but you're gonna have a chipper right here, and then he's also gonna be protecting him, which Caden Ellis versus Aaron Jones in pass protection, or even if it's Jordan Mason, I like that. But thing is right here, we're gonna have this man protection right here. We're gonna kind of confuse them a little bit, get that going, and he's gonna walk right down this lane pretty much untouched. Okay, and so James Pierce Jr. is gonna get engaged with this guy number 74. He's gonna kind of rip up under this this inside arm, as you're gonna see right here, rip up under it and get him. I'm glad he held on because Brandon Doyle came right in and finished and got his half sack. And that's cool. I like that. I think I also heard in the broadcast where they were saying we don't have an A-lister. We don't have that dominant guy who can just go and reliably get us 10, 15 sacks. So we got to get creative up front. Even though I think James is going to be the one to be that guy eventually, we still got to scheme him up some, bro. He can't just be out there winning on the island all day. We got to get him some free ones. All right, y'all, this might be my favorite sack of the game. Well, it was a free hit, but I still like the way it looked on film, because if you look at the first level and the second level, y'all see what people mean by rush and coverage go hand in hand. So let's watch this play out. First of all, actually, what ends up happening is Leonard Floyd's going to get a free hit on JJ McCarthy. He's going to pick him up too, by the way. But what's going on for offense is you're going to get a play action fake this way with a little fake swing pass, and he's going to sit up here and block. But we're going to have TJ Hawkinson going like a little short crossing route, and you're going to have Justin Jefferson be on this end cut coming from off screen. Okay, but I'm going to show y'all first. Let's look at the first level. I just want to show y'all what happened with the sack, because that's the most important thing, where it was a protection breakdown, but I don't really care. Okay, because the way we align this, we have a 4-eye right here, we have another 4-eye right, or he's probably playing 3 actually, but he have a 4-eye right here, a 3 right here. So he has to take this guy over him because he's on the inside, because guess what, we're also sliding to the right where we aren't, but the Vikings, they're sliding this way. So it's pretty much, once again, man on man right here. Okay, there should have been some communication where, hey, you take this inside guy, and then I'm gonna fan out and go get this guy, because you know he is a rusher after all, right? I'm not sure what they were thinking right here, because guess what, he goes this way, everybody goes this way except for this guy. He's blocking his own guy, but once again, Leonard Floyd just gets a free sack on him. He has to pick him up to kill the play. Cool, I like that. But look at this, bro. Look at the coverage, because if y'all been on here for a while, we already know we key the weak side rotation or weak side safety when we get the ball as a quarterback. Okay, let's look at where JJ's eyes goes first. Fake the swing. My eyes, guess who they're on? They are on Jesse Bates III. We're looking at him. We're seeing what he's doing. Okay, and once he sees what he's doing, we see he's staying low. Look at what they do. They're going to robot turn. They're going to be immediately looking for work. They're not having eyes on the quarterback. They're going to find work. Devon Diablo has eyes on him. Jesse has eyes on him. Xavier is playing over top. He's going to pretty much, if he throws that ball to a spot, and let's say he overthrows it, that's a pick, but he got a pick early or later on in the game anyways. But Billy Bowman's falling off of this route because this route is releasing inside. So now he has eyes back on the quarterback, and here comes Justin Jefferson on the in cut with AJ playing trail. Okay, so this rush and coverage went hand in hand. So even if it wasn't a free hit, there was nowhere to go on his first 2 reads, and he would have to make some magic happen. So I love this right here, man. Now this is the sack everybody was waiting for, all the Georgia fans. Here we go. We got Jalon Walker right here, y'all. So one thing I do want to take away from this is he's developing his bag. I don't know if this was a cross chop or a club rib, but I just know the move looked nice, and he got a sack off of it, y'all. So let's look at it. Let's look at how it plays out. So it's a play action pass, okay? We're going to see initially. This is why I say I think I could argue that it's a cross chop, because look, he's going to jab inside, but then he's going to, you know, swipe down and get up underneath him. But I also thought club rip, because look, he's going to club that outside arm and then rip over. Okay, but either way, y'all, look at the technique that he's developing, because once he does his initial move and he finishes, he bends the corner, gets a free hit, damn near flips JJ McCarthy, and we got another, bro. Come on, bro. I know I was giving him shit last week because he did not have a good game, which he was a rookie first game on it. I understand that, but like, bro, this is encouraging to see. Very encouraging to see, because nobody else won on their pass set because it's a play action pass. You know, you got 2 right here. He's getting stood up. Zach Harrison really isn't having any success, but Jalon Walker wins, and that's all I could ask for, man. One of our rookies to show up. Look at Zach Harrison, yo. Yo. All right, here we go. We have another example of Jeff Ulbrich scheming his guys open. So we're going to have Rook. He's going to initially engage right here. And as soon as Leonard Floyd comes across inside, he's going to then get on his outside loop, okay? That's all thing we need to really worry about right now, because, y'all, this was a very good play by Leonard Floyd. He was an agent of chaos in this play. So let's look at it, how it plays out. So we're going to get this ball. He's going to get a chip by TJ Hawkinson, but he's just going to barrel into 74 and 67. Look at that. He took 2 guys with him and knocked them back into the quarterback. Well, not into the quarterback literally, but look at that. He knocked them back. And now, oh, JJ McCarthy sees, okay, I got a white jersey flashing in front of my face. And then he's able to trip him up just a little bit because the guy did push him down. But in a normal situation where if it was last year, quarterback's getting out and he's making a play. Good job for Brandon Dorless coming off of this guy and able to get this sack. But I really just want to highlight how Leonard Floyd was the main one that did this, because even though he didn't get this sack, he's the one that flushed the quarterback out and got in his face and got the pressure. Boom. Now I'm flashing in front of your face. Now Brandon Dorless can disengage and go get this sack and finish the play. Like, bro, where has this been for the past 10 years, damn near? All right, y'all. Now this is the last sack of the game, and Caden Ellis got Zach Harrison a free sack off of Aura alone. All right, because we know who Caden Ellis is. He's a very good blitzer. You get him matched up on a running back and pass protection, he's gonna win it 9 times out of 10, right? But we're gonna just see what happens on this play, okay? Because he's actually, instead of blitzing right here, he's in man-to-man with Aaron Jones, okay? So that's exactly what's going on. But look at this, y'all. We're gonna see when this ball is snapped, he's gonna take path down. He's gonna take his path downhill. And as an offensive lineman, we already know that when you're dealing with a blitz or something, or you got 2 guys coming at you, you take the inside gap guy first, because the quickest way to pressure quarterback is up the middle, and you don't want to let him get on your inside gap. This leaves Zach Harrison completely untouched, y'all. But once again, Caden Ellis's aura alone got Zach Harrison free sack, because this guy's worried about Caden, and oh no, he's in man coverage. He's looking, he was like, oh shit, now I gotta worry about there, bro. Come on. And then on top of that, he gets ran over by 94, I think. Is that 94? Lakel London, I think. And boom, we get a sack. Devon Diablo comes off of it, gets a fumble recovery, bro. But Caden Ellis is the main one that really sparked this one, because I didn't see it in real time. All I saw was a free hit. But this is why, because Caden Ellis scared the shit out of 75, and Zach Harrison got a free sack. I don't know if that was intentionally coached to where you take your path downhill, then you match, or you just immediately match. But bro, hey, it got us the ball back. All right, this right here is the Billy Bowman Jr. interception. So it's nothing really too complicated going on. So we're gonna have a over motion by this receiver. He's gonna become the new #1 receiver. Remember, we count outside the end, so he's gonna motion outside of Adam Thielen, and he's gonna run this deep out route. Okay, and we're in man-to-man coverage right here. So we're gonna also have Justin Jefferson going a crossing route. Okay, we're gonna have Adam Thielen go sit over the ball, and he's gonna work back out. Also gonna have the tight end, he's gonna just kind of sit over the ball too, right? And we're doing this behind play action, so he's gonna fake the run, set up to throw, and throw interception. Okay, so the first thing I want y'all to look at, right, is Billy Bowman Jr. and his technique. Okay, because when he does his over motion, he's getting depth downfield, so he can see what's coming. Okay, and good thing he did not flip his hips early, because he's just galloping. Now he's up on him, and now he's feeling for the break, and he's on the break. You never try these little comeback routes, these little stop routes on Billy Bowman Jr., because guess what? His short area quickness is like second to none on his team. So even if he does, try to get some separation right here, which he kind of does, he's able to get back in this play and steal the ball from him. And I love that. Okay, but let's say Billy Bowman Jr. doesn't even let this pass get there. Say JJ McCarthy decides to pat the ball. Let's look at number 11, y'all. Look at this. He gets inside of that chip, hand fights again, gets up underneath that. So imagine if he's patting that ball. That's another free hit on the quarterback, y'all. And we get another sack. But either way, y'all, we got a turnover, which I like more. So we got that turnover, but it's also good to see that when you turn on the tape, Jalon Walker is actually winning again. And you see, hey, is he starting to put this shit together, y'all? I think he is. So, hey, good tape from Billy Bowman Jr. and Jalon Walker. All right, this is the last play I want to look at. But before I start this, did y'all know Jessie Bates is a really good safety? Because, oh my God, this play right here is kind of crazy from him. But we're highlighting Xavier Watts' first career interception. Should have been like interception number 3. But let's look at what happens on this play right here. So we're going to get man-to-man coverage across the board, okay? We're going to get Justin Jefferson. He's going to do like this deep pylon route, okay? Really beats man-to-man. Not sure what's going on other routes, but that's all we need to know what's going on. So we have, guess who we have on him? We got Mr. DeAndre Alford on him. And y'all gave him shit last time for the last game he had against the Vikings, which very, very, very warranted. But the way we're kind of playing this a little bit is that it's kind of acting as like a quasi bracket with Jessie Bates, with also, playing over top with Xavier. Okay, because if we're looking at this play out real quick, all right, let's look at it. We're gonna see he's keeping hard outside leverage because Jessie is playing hard inside, and he's also looking at the quarterback. Okay, and then we also see Xavier Watts over top. But y'all, look at Jessie Bates. He's playing hard inside on Justin Jefferson. But y'all, when y'all see what else is coming across the field, we have an in cut right here. Okay, and keep in mind, since we're in cover 1, this is the free guy. He's the man free guy, where we're gonna have him playing over the middle, robbing any crossing routes. That's Jessie Bates' assignment. So initially he was bracketing Justin. He was offering him to D Alford. But when this end breaker comes over, look at this, y'all. He pretty much covers 2 routes. He covered that one. If it was breaking in, he had that covered, okay. But also he starts to work this way because he sees that route is, coming in. But when we get back to where the ball is actually thrown, I don't know why D gave up outside leverage, because he ends up from being, in good leverage to not even being in leverage at all. But good thing JJ McCarthy, he had to make a perfect throw on this. So he had to pretty much put this right about let's say like right about right here, right? And you see Caden Ellis is falling off of his guy. Okay, you see D Alford's over top. This had to be a perfect throw for him to make this. But since he overthrows it, guess who gets that pass? Xavier Watts. This should have been interception number 3, but it's number 1. We'll take it. Slid out of bounds. I'm not mad at it, but y'all, that's turnover number 3 right there. And I love it from this defense. We finally have a defense, y'all. I told y'all last video, and I'm letting y'all know, bro, this defense is legit. It is legit. It's still kind of crazy to see how the rookies pretty much carried us on defense, because we didn't get any major contributions from Jessie nor Caden. It was just mainly the rookies. But this type of performance, it has me very optimistic about this defense. Once this offense figures it out, we're going to be set. Carolina, they're going to be kind of a get right game, I feel like, because I feel like we can actually score on them a little bit easier. Are we finally seeing a good team be put together? It's a matter of time, but we'll find out. So if you guys did enjoy this, be sure to like and subscribe for more. I'll see y'all guys later in this video. Goodbye.